It's obvious that you listen to this show to hear about and support other people's dreams. But what about yours? What is your dream project? I'm here to help you break through whatever is in the way of your dreams and get you to the finish line. Go to dreamingbigcoaching.com today and take the first step. Literally, it's a button you can click to sign up for a free consultation with me. Let's find out if I can help you reach your goal. Click on Take the First Step. It's that simple to start the rest of your life. Get coached by Rob Southgate at dreamingbigcoaching.com. And welcome back again to Go Fund This, the podcast where you find out about the coolest crowdfunding campaigns out there that you are definitely going to want to know about. I'm your host, Rob Southgate. Today I am joined by Ken Spencer to talk about his new TTRPG from Necromancer Games, Sea God's Curse. I think this is our third time having Ken on this year alone. He's such a great guest and so much fun to talk to. Oh, and if you want to see the cosplay I mentioned, head over to the Southgate Media Group YouTube channel. I have a video of this interview up there on the Go Fund This playlist. All right, without any more delay, here's Ken. Ken, you're getting to be a regular on this show. I think this is the third time in 2 months, something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, so I've got Ken Spencer with me again from Frog God Games. And if you don't remember Ken, he's the guy that's always in cosplay whenever he jumps on here. And I love it. I love it. And in fact, we didn't get to talk about this on any of my shows, but I got to meet Ken in person at GaryCon. And spoiler, he was in costume there as well. So Ken, this is just your life.
Well, it's what my life has become. I've been a professional game designer for 14 years, going almost 14 years now. And I ended up starting costuming because a lot of companies want you to wear their polo shirt at the booth.
Yeah, that's no fun.
I hate polo shirts.
Yep.
Just hate them. So I said, can I wear a costume appropriate to our products? And they said, yes. I'm like, I'll be a pirate instead of a Best Buy worker every day.
Right. Yeah, I'm actually dealing with the same thing myself right now. I'm going to be doing a whole series of cons with the company that I partnered with. And in one of the conversations, he said, oh, we'll get you a polo. That's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. So we'll figure something out, but it's not going to be a polo. And it's not going to have a logo sewn into the corner. So
no, I've never worked a normal job. So from archaeology to game design, that's not
normal.
Not suit and tie, not office, not polo shirts.
No, not unless you're getting called in to get yelled at.
Yeah, I mean, you go to a conference and they're like, oh, you got to dress up a little bit. So you put on a sport coat and jeans and hiking boots. So that's the archaeology conference uniform.
There you go. And a lot of dirt.
A lot of everything's dirty.
Yeah. So today we're talking about, this is interesting. This is an Indiegogo for Sea God's Curse. It's from Frog God Games. Although on here it says Necromancer Games.
Yes, that's an imprint of Frog God.
Okay, great. I just wanted to be sure because when people look it up,
the two companies merged a long time ago. So we run some things Frog God, some things Necromancer, depending on the nature of the product.
Cool. Well, I didn't want people to get confused if they clicked on that. So when you go to Indiegogo, number one, you can click the link in the show notes, or you can type in Sea God's Curse. That's how I found it. Popped right up. You can also type in Necromancer Games, and it pops right up as well. Now, this one, this is interesting. We are already at goal. Mm-hmm. We are now in the area called In Demand. Your goal was 5,000. What was it? 5,372. Is that right?
$500.
$5,500?
No, okay. Just $500.
Oh, that was your goal.
Oh, yes.
See, on Indiegogo, it doesn't tell you that anymore. So I'm thinking it was this other, but fantastic. So you win a little above that. You're at $5,611. We know that this is a go. You have done what I always talk about on this show, and I know I've said it on your episodes. You have put enough money in that we're now fueling the next thing. We're now adding money so that Frog God Necromancer can keep going and Ken can get paid and keep doing his thing. So this is fabulous, but it is in demand. That means it is not over yet. You can continue to pledge. You can continue to get these great rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, usually I say, hey, tell me about yourself, but we know all about you. Anyone that doesn't, go back and listen to any number of other Ken Spencer episodes on here. I want to jump right into this. Tell me what
Okay.
Sea God's Curse is.
Well, Sea God's Curse is it's a maritime adventure. The central figure in the adventure is the ship, the Isle of Joy. So it's a sequel, but not a direct sequel to Island of Sorrow. The main character from Island of Sorrows contacts our heroes. He's been having nightmares and visions, and he's receiving visions from the sea god Quell to reassemble the Panoply, a set of magical items sacred to the sea god, because some great horror is going to come to the universe and affect all of the oceans of the world. So it's a maritime quest. You have to go to 4 different locations, find the 4 pieces, and reassemble them.
Oh, fantastic. I also got to say, the artwork makes me want to buy this immediately. That is
Good.
a sweet looking cover on there with the sea monster and the ship. This is really, really great. Now, this is, I don't know if we said this up front, but it is a TTRPG.
Yes.
And the system is 5e, correct?
5e compatible, as well as Old School Essentials and Castles and Crusades.
Fantastic. So that's something that people need to know about. Let's talk about your tiers. What's a tier that you think people want to jump in on? What's your favorite? We only have 3 on here, so we might as well talk about all 3.
Okay. Basically, you can get in and you can get the adventure and your choice of systems. You can get PDF or you can get POD. And our international backers are our 3rd tier because that has different shipping and that does different sort of print run.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Ships worldwide. Yeah. That's what I was seeing when I saw 3. So the first tier is a PDF version.
PDF.
US $10. You get it in whatever format, Castles and Crusades, OSE, or 5e. And then the second tier at $22, you get the print on demand and the PDF for $22.
Yeah, well, that's the offset printing. Print on demand is for international backers.
Ah, okay. Well, forget what I said then.
That's all right.
It's offset printing. So very good. Now, what about stretch goals? Were there any attached to this?
We didn't attach any stretch goals, but we did put Island of Sorrow in there as an add-on. So Sea God's Curse can be played standalone or as a sequel to the older Island of Sorrow adventure. So if you want to do them both as sort of a duology, you can, or you can just do Sea God's Curse on its own.
I got to say, looking at the artwork for Island of Sorrow, I mean, come on. You got to get that too. And it's another Ken Spencer game. How do you not go in on this?
A lot of what happens in Island of Sorrow is it's also a maritime nautical based adventure. So you get to know some of the crewmates as NPCs. So in Sea God's Curse, you get to catch up with your old friends and see what's happened to them and reacquaint yourself with them and meet some new friends along the way, friends and foes.
Now, how much is it to do the add-on?
I believe the add-on is just slightly less. It depends on whether you're doing PDF or print or POD.
Okay.
It's
$10 or $20, something like that.
$12, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you do that off the top of your head, but definitely worth it. I'm one that if I don't have the original game, I like to be the completist and get both, especially for what you said. You start knowing the characters, knowing the setting better, and then when you jump into that next one, it's just like with video games. I do the same thing, even though the first one, the second one has the better graphics and it's more, you know what? Play that first one, get used to it, get into that world, and then that second one is so sweet.
Exactly.
So, okay, people that worked on this, let's talk about that. Since we got a little time this time, a little different than usual. The author was Ken Spencer, whoever that guy is. Also, I should point out that Ken and we've talked about this before. You have your own game company called Why Not Games, which is retro sci-fi RPG Rocket Age. Oh my God, It's so awesome. So if you haven't heard that episode where we talk about that, kick back to that. And in fact, in the future on my other show, TTRPG Insider, I'm going to have Ken on specifically to talk about the Why Not Games catalog. And then we're also going to do some more with Frog God Games. I got to meet everybody, Zach and everybody at
Good.
Gary Con, and we said in the future we're going to do a feature month on Frog God because, man, have you got a lot of stuff.
We've got a lot of great talented people working for us, both in-house and as freelancers.
Yeah. Okay, so cover and interior artist Adrian Landeros. So he's in Wichita. And let's see what else. He works for Frog God and Planet X. So is this an artist you've worked with before?
Oh, he's done a lot of our covers. He's done a lot of covers for my adventures. He's done some work on the Northland Saga, which
I thought I recognized his style. His stuff is great.
End of production.
Yeah, his stuff is great, and it reminds me of the name just escaped me, but it's really great, like fantasy, draws you in, artwork. So yeah, Adrian Landeros, you're going to get a treat there. Teresa Guido is the interior artist.
Mm-hmm.
John Vera Quintero is an interior artist. Yeah, go ahead.
Excellent artist who she started with me at Why Not Games.
Oh, okay.
Did a great job with some of our early Rocket Age stuff, and then we introduced her to Frog God Games, and now she's working for both companies.
Great. And then John Vera Quintero?
Yeah, he's a newer one. Casey at Frog God brought him in.
And final one, Enai. Am I saying that right? Enai?
I think so.
Okay.
Another one of Casey's artists. Casey Christopherson he's our art director. So he knows the artist a little bit better than I do.
That's one thing that I will say, and I think I've said it on the other episodes, the artwork in Frog God is exceptional. The adventures are always great. Fun adventures, lots of fun. I think that's the key with your adventures is they are, at the end of the day, flat out fun to play.
If you're not having a good time, then I haven't done my job right.
Yeah, and they are a great time. Hi there, I'm Rob Southgate and host of this show. This is the trailer for TTRPG Insider, a podcast about, you guessed it, tabletop role-playing games. Actually, it's more specifically about the amazing people that create TTRPGs. Each episode, I'll interview someone who is involved in making the games that we all love to play. You'll hear from world builders, artists, musicians, writers, marketers, people that run the Discord, and really just anyone involved behind the scenes. And this isn't just a promo show talking about how great their games are. I want to hear their stories. How they got to where they are, what's their history with gaming, any tips they can give, and hopefully some fun stories about their lives. So, let's make this official. Welcome to the TTRPG Insider Podcast. TTRPG Insider is a celebration of an industry that I love. I started this show so I would have a chance to talk with the people that you might meet at a convention if you're lucky enough. So grab your dice, throw on some headphones, and come with me on this journey. Oh yeah, make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you listen to podcasts to hear our first episode when it drops this week.
Everything we write needs to be geared towards what's the experience going to be at the table. We try and get in some play testing as we can. We have a lot of eyes who look at everything and review things and make sure that the fun is the focus of it. We want there to be more. If there can be a little educational aspect, if there can be some emotional pulling of strings. I mean, I'm not above writing it so that you get enthralled by an NPC and then having them horribly die. I think that's fun for the GM, maybe not for the players, but you know what?
It can be its own thing, though. It can be a good time. You get that heartbreak. I mean, think of how many movies you've loved a character, they die, and you're like, oh, the heartbreak. But it's actually kind of sweet that you have that, you know?
If I can make someone feel something at the table, then I think I've done a good job.
I love that. You know, back when I was actively acting, that was something that I used to say all the time. I would say my goal is to make people have a reaction. It is not to go up there and do a flat performance. If I get booed, I got booed because my character was despicable and I made them boo my character. I'll take a boo as well as I'll take a clap, feel something come on that journey. And maybe that's why I react so well to your stuff, because I do feel like there's a journey to it. I do feel like I don't know what's going to happen. And it's a good time, you know? So I have a question.
Yes.
About this game. Because I have not played Sea God's Curse. The way this works, is it this is going to be a strange question, but is there an element to it where you play, we'll call it above water, where you're doing like ship battle-y type stuff, or is it all under the sea?
No, not a whole lot of ship battle-y stuff. The ship journey aspect is more of how to put in the social pillar of your 3 pillars of game design, adventure design. So you've got social, you got exploration, you got combat. So the social pillar is mainly on the ship and interacting with the crew, and and there's a little bit of exploration because you're trying to find where the next location of these 4 magical items are. And then you get to the location, and then you've got very detailed exploration, some of it hex crawling, to try and locate the item, fights, different ways to get the items depending on which of the 4 and how you want to approach it. And then it's back to sea again. There is a large underwater portion. The 4th item is on a sunken ship.
Yeah, I see it in the artwork. So I knew there was a sunken ship. That's why I was asking that question. Okay. All right.
There's a little bit of a twist there because the equipment you need to get down to the sunken ship has been stolen.
So it's almost like a 5th item.
Almost like a 5th item, exactly.
Fun. So what's your favorite pirate? I'm not going to just say movie. I'm going to say media.
Favorite pirate. I am a big fan of the Napoleonic era career novels. Horatio Hornblower.
Yeah.
I'm currently reading the Alan Lurie series. Of course, Patrick O'Brien's series, those sorts of things. I really enjoy those, where it starts off with someone who's a midshipman or, a warrant officer, and then by the end of 14 books, they're an admiral, that sort of thing. I love those novels.
Yeah, like the Master and Commander series is just amazing. Although I think my favorite is when there's that one where he just is disguised as a bear the whole time. I think that's fun too. I get that. So the media you like is the essentially novels about pirates and seafaring, and cool. Have you ever been able to go on a tall ship or anything?
I've walked aboard a tall ship, but I missed my chance to sail on one on more than one occasion. Most recently, last year in San Diego, we found out we had the chance to sail. They've got a copy of Coronado's rebuilt version of Coronado's ships, and they were taking out for the last sail before they put it into dry dock for repairs. And we're busy looking at our schedule. We're like, we can't. We just we couldn't. But I'm a Navy brat, so I grew up on the water.
Okay.
Sailing and fishing and swimming and that sort of thing. And I used to crew my dad's O'Day, which is a small 14-foot pleasure sailboat.
So you've got a lot of experience. So when you're talking about water stuff here, it's not somebody like me saying, "Ooh, I'm going to do a high seas adventure," and it's whatever I saw on Pirates of the Caribbean. You've got the real experience.
Exactly. I've been on quite a bit of sailboats and out to sea and on naval ships and that sort of thing.
Very fun. I see a big shark in one of the pictures here. Do we get to deal with some sharks and maybe some other nasty
all sorts of interesting aquatic life, as well as undead pirates. That's a must. Demons, swamp dwelling creatures, a whole host of monsters.
Does the Meg show up?
Does the Meg? No. But we do have were-shark pirates.
Oh, all right. You just got me. That's amazing. Were-shark pirates.
Were-shark pirates.
Wow. So that's a new one. That's fun. All right. I got another question because basically, I'll say it again. Go to Indiegogo, Sea God's Curse. It's in demand right now. So when they pull it down, they pull it down. So you want to jump in before they pull it down. And we don't really have a date yet. People can still order stuff. Get in there and do this. It's helping to fuel the company, which is great. And share this with your friends because this is a blast. And I know there are going to be people that are going to see this image or any of these images. This one with the shark, especially for me, I see that and I'm like, yep, you just took my money. So make sure you go to Indiegogo, share it, get in there. I mean, the price is right. You get some great games at a very great price, and find out how much fun Ken's games are. All right, Ken, what is of the crappy shark movies? What's your favorite?
The crappy shark movies.
Because there's a lot of crappy ones.
Yeah, I used to back in the days of cable before we all started streaming, I used to watch the bad sci-fi channel ones like Three-Headed Mega Shark and Sharktopus and those sorts of things. And those are fun.
Oh yeah.
And they're crappy and they're horrible. Sharknado, those sorts of things.
You got a favorite?
I really liked the first Sharknado because they knew they had something bad and good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was they took themselves just serious enough for it to be a lot of fun. After that, they started, a little too much wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Look what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. When they knew it was good, bad. I agree with you. I actually have one that nobody else has seen that I've talked to, but last year I watched one called Santa Shark. And I got to say,
check it out.
Yeah, that is some top tier crap. An enchanted Santa hat falls into the water and it catches on a shark's fin, and now that shark is an evil Santa shark. It is quite a movie.
I love it. I wrote an homage to those sorts of movies for Pyramid Magazine for the GURP system. Oh, maybe 13 years ago.
Okay.
Called Night of the Megacarp.
Megacarp. Nice.
Megacarp. Yeah, because here in the Midwest, we've got this problem of Asian carp accidentally got introduced.
Right. And it's destroying the ecosystem in certain areas.
Exactly. And my brother-in-law was fishing on the river, and a Asian carp leapt out of the water and hit him in the head and cut his forehead.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's telling me the story, and I'm jotting down notes. I'm like, okay. And that's how Night of the Megacarp came about.
I love it.
Yeah. So a cargo of mutated experimental corn falls off a railroad, a train car, because there's a train car pile up into the Wabash River. And the Asian carp eat it. And they mutate into dog-sized carp with fins that also crawl.
Wow.
So they mutate, and then it's the whole thing. There's a group of partying teenagers down by the river who get attacked. There's the strange guy who lives in the shack.
Yep.
And, he gets attacked, and then that hints it. And the heroes are things like the local sheriff, the biology professor from the university, those sorts of standard archetypical characters.
Sure.
And then
you're doing the B-movie playbook here, and I love it.
Exactly. As the tension builds, it's the Midwest. A huge thunderstorm rolls in. The levee bursts. The city floods. And then the carp spill into the city.
Oh, this is exceptional. I love it, kid.
Megacarp. Pyramid Magazine, I remember which issue. They're one of their action movie themed issues.
So there's no link that we can send people to find this.
Steve Jackson Games, they still have all their old pyramids up.
You know what? I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I will add it to the show notes.
Okay.
That would be a lot of fun.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that does it. It's Indiegogo, Sea God's Curse. Look that up, support it, share it. You want to follow, this is something else. You want to follow Frog God Games. You want to follow Ken. He's always got something new going on, as you know, because he's always showing up on here. And you also want to check out, I don't know, July, maybe August, when I have Ken on TTRPG Insider, and we get into more of a conversation that doesn't involve a Kickstarter, if there's ever one like that with you, Ken. You have so many of them.
I think so. Yeah, we're at a little bit of a lull right now.
So good timing.
Yeah, Frog God Games, we're trying to get cleared the backlog of things that we have going, and Why Not Games are ramping up for Gen Con. So
Fantastic.
as an Indiana company, Gen Con's a huge deal for us.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Well, Ken, thank you so much for being on. All the links are going to be in the show notes, people. So get in there, follow this, and support it. I want to see this again. I want more Ken, more costumes, and that's the way we make that happen.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Ken, for joining me on Go Fund This. You are welcome back anytime. And I can't wait to have you on TTRPG Insider and on Alley Chats. It'll be a blast to talk to you about stuff outside of the games that you're currently crowdfunding. Follow the link in this show notes so you can support this Indiegogo and get your own copy of Sea God's Curse. And don't forget to share this on your social media. You never know who's going to love it. If you or anyone you know has a crowdfunding effort about to launch or currently going, send them my way. I love to share cool projects and to help people reach their goals. You can connect with me through the Go Fund This podcast Facebook page or via email directly to rob@smgpods.com. You can find a link to this Indiegogo and any other links that we discussed in the show notes. Go Fund This is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted, edited, and produced by me, Rob Southgate. Thanks again for listening to Go Fund This.